Hey guys, a rather pale looking Tarke cat here, and I just want to let you guys know about this new passive skill tree planner that I've been using. A lot of people have been getting really hyped about it. It's called Path of Building, and I just spent the morning on stream kind of getting my head around the program. There's still a lot I'm trying to learn about it. There is a lot of depth to this program, and I just sort of wanted to run through kind of what's good about it, why people are getting excited, and just a rough, like, very, very basic tutorial on just how to get you sort of started. So first and foremost, it is a pretty straightforward passive skill tree planner. You work through it all and it does the standard stuff. Now what's quite nice about it is it has a lot of inbuilt calculators so that you can see it's working out stuff like, your average damage, your crit chance, your hit chance, how much total stats you'll have, mana. It has the inbuilt mana calculator, which is very, very nice. Energy shield and all this crazy stuff. So from a very base level, even if you don't care about going too crazy on the customization, you can very easily work out roughly how much crit chance you're going to have. You can factor in stuff like flasks. You can factor in, will my power charges be active? What buffs I'll have active. Do I have onslaught? Yes, no. You can see how the values change. Does my build have unholy might? Do you have flasks? All this crazy stuff. You can do blinding. There's a lot of stuff that you can mess around with, and it really rewards just having a basic play around. So to talk you through it, I'll use this character as an example. I've been planning out like builds for 2.6. We know that we're going to be getting some elemental love for right side of the tree. So I thought, well, for my last build for Breach Hardcore, I'd mess around with a CI bow Pathfinder, and this was going to be a Tempest build. The Tempest is the upgraded Storm Cloud. It gives a bunch of flat lightning damage, really nice attack speed, and 100% increased lightning damage. So it was like, let's just go for a pretty bog standard build, which will actually be fairly easy to play into the next league if I decide that I want to, right? So, going through all the pretty obvious stuff, pick up Point Blank for some extra damage, or some extra Reflect less of an issue. I'm not going to off-screen myself. Get Super Leech, it's crit, it is CI, get all the good stuff. Really nice spot for a static electricity. It picks up a whole bunch of flat damage, crit. Okay, bog standard, you're like, right, Tarke, so where's the cool stuff? This is where it gets cool. So, items. You can actually manually search for items. You can create your own custom rares. So, for example, I made this custom rare quiver so I could get a rough idea of how good certain rare quivers would be. And if this suddenly seems like really overwhelming, then what I recommend you do is you load up PoeAffix.net. And it's a very basic way of working out how much stuff can roll for. It's just a good thing to keep a hand of. But you can quite easily come up with realistic items to get a realistic idea of your damage. So recently we were looking at amulets. So, for example, to make a custom quiver, you go on quivers, and you could be like, okay, so I want to craft flat lightning, click on it, and you can see, okay, here's kind of the rolls. You can look at mastercraft stuff. You could be like, well, how much accuracy could I get? And then it's a case of you can be realistic. You can pick tier 2, tier 3 rolls, work it out. You could go for the perfect mirror-worthy character with all the perfect top rolls. But with just a little bit of, thought applied to it, you can quite easily map out a realistic character in a way which isn't just, completely stupid. So you can see I didn't really care too much about working out my total energy shield value, so you'll notice that, I didn't bother filling in, max energy shield hubrises or body armors and stuff. I was mostly just curious in seeing what my crit numbers would be, my hit numbers, and all this other stuff. So if, for example, I decided I did want to see, well, how good would, an energy shield chest be or whatever, it'd just be a case of going craft item, selecting what you wanted to do. So if you wanted to do a body armor, you'd do body armor, go for energy shield, Var Regalia, press create, and then you get here and you're like, okay, I'm already a bit freaked out, so now what would we do? So with that in mind, we would go over to PoeAffix. Let me just minimize this, put it over here. So we'd go into PoeAffix and we would go, right, we want to look at body armors, energy shield, and we'd say, right, well, we're going to want, flat energy shield roll. Let's be realistic. Let's pick sort of a low tier 2 roll. So let's go for 107. So we would then just be a case of typing in. So just read how it's written here. So it'd be new line plus 107, right? And then you just copy this bit in, right? So 2 energy shield. 2 energy shield. Right. Enter, make a new line. And then we go, right, okay, well, let's get a percent roll. And we can see that, you know, a tier 2% roll. Let's go for 100. Just go for a top tier 3 roll. So then again, you'd look at this and go, okay, well, how's it written here? So it'd just be 100% increased energy shield. New line. And then, sorry, you just go through it doing all different things. So let's just say base off, that's what it is. It's just that. We then press save. And you can see we've made a 385 ESVAR regalia. Oh, you can see I actually messed up a little bit. I put in a space where I shouldn't have. Save. There we go. 620, sorry. Click add to build, and there you go. It's automatically equipped. And you can see our energy shield value has changed accordingly. So there's a lot of customization here, and you can really like go crazy on it, but just to get off items. So you can do the exact same thing for skills. So you can see that, you know, I've set up a, you know, tornado shop setup. I've got a random floating ice golem in my 6th link. But you can go through, you can add the individual things, and it's just a case of you just search what you want. So in this case, I want increased critical strikes. Go critical strikes. I want a level 20. Do I want to have the quality on it? Okay, sure. Let's say I've got level 20 quality one. And if you look at my crit chance number to the side, you'll see it will change accordingly. So it's one of those things you can very easily just go through, customize it completely, and get very solid ideas of roughly where your build's going to be. Now, obviously, you know, it's new software. You might find the calculator. Oh, I got a follow on Twitch. That's not meant to be there, but thank you, that guy. You'll notice that, you know, sometimes the calculator might be a bit iffy. It is new. It is being improved. But so far, you know, I've only been using it for a day, and I'm really enjoying it. And it's really nice just going through, mapping stuff out. You can do it for all of your different links. And it will work out, for example, like if you have an aura, it will calculate the aura into the DPS. So if you look, if I take it off, you'll see my DPS goes down. And it's just a really nice way of going about it, and just, it's just a nice program. I really like it, and I can't really recommend it enough. It's taken me a while to sort of get used to it, but when you sort of play around with it and just have a bit of patience with it, you'll be all right. Another thing you can do is you can import characters. So, for example, you just like type in your cat name. So my cat name is Tarke, press start. Wait for the character list to come through. And then you can see I can come through and I can pick my characters. So let's just pick a random character. Boom. Import the passive tree and jewels. Click. Import the passive tool, overwrite your current skill tree. I don't want to do that because of the current stuff I've got done. Click item and skills. Ding. Well, I've just messed up all my items and all my skills. Yeah, you see I've got triple equips and stuff. But you get the basic idea. So you do all of that, and then you just look to it. And then, you know, if you're not happy with the changes or whatever, or you've saved it, it's just a case of pressing back. I don't want to save in these cases, so I've messed around with the stuff. And then any like pre-made characters you've built are in there. It's really helpful for me because I was in a case of I was trying to work out between, oh, do I want to be a Pathfinder? Do I want to be a Deadeye? Do I want to be a Raider? And it's a very nice way of just seeing how the DPS values change and all of that good stuff. So you can see if I, you know, just swap this into a Raider and do this and this, you can see I can look at the different DPS calculations. I can weigh things up. Now, one thing you do need to take into account, there are some things it won't calculate it, and there will be some things you'll need to tell it to calculate. But yeah, as a rough like grain of salt program, when it comes to just working out, is this link better than this link, it's good. Obviously, don't be a tooltip warriors. You can't always trust tooltips. You need to see how stuff performs in game. But I will highly recommend this program. I'll leave a link to it down below. As always, I have got a Patreon, so if you do want to support the stream and the YouTube, then check that out. And we are streaming, so make sure you follow my Twitch if you haven't already. And I'm doing Twitter now, so click on the basically click on all of my links. I'm Tarke. Path of Exile's looking fucking amazing at the moment. Have a good day. Have fun with the planner. Bye-bye.